Look, I've been waiting for a new Kindle software update for a very long time. It feels like it's been years since we've gotten any major new feature. So when the new update came out a month ago, I was really excited to see that some new stuff was coming out, but I quickly learned that the feature that they made was something that literally nobody asked for. Get this, all the new Kindles have this feature now where you can tap on the back with your finger or on the sides and the page will turn. I know this is a really cool and amazing long-awaited feature, but honestly, it works just fine. I'm sure some people will love it, but there are so many things wrong with this software update. First of all, this update is only available on the new Kindle Colorsoft as well as the Kindle Paperwhite Signature Edition, both of which have only been out for a handful of months now. If you ask me, I believe this is another example of a big tech company locking a very simple feature behind a software update on the most premium products that they sell. Why was this feature not made available on all the other Kindles? I really doubt that they put a very specific hardware sensor in both the Colorsoft and the Signature Edition for this one feature alone. I am pretty sure every other Kindle could probably support this same exact update. For a while now, I've seen Amazon grasping at straws to differentiate their higher end Kindles from the lower end ones. Most people do not need to buy the most premium Kindle available like the Colorsoft or the Paperwhite Signature Edition. The other models do the same exact thing when it comes to reading books, and that is what matters. I don't think anybody's going to choose to buy a more expensive Kindle for this very specific feature of tapping to turn the page. Now, to be fair, Amazon did release another feature alongside this software update that is available for most other Kindles. You can now see a short summary of the next book you're reading that is part of a series, so you could have a bit of an idea of what happened in the last book that you read. I don't think I'll be personally benefiting from this feature very much, but if you do enjoy reading series of books, especially those that have a long gap between the new book being released, I am sure this is a very nice quality of life update. It kind of reminds me of those recaps that you see when watching Netflix shows when the new season comes out after a year of waiting. All right, let's give Amazon the benefit of the doubt and assume that people actually want to use this feature. And I'm sure there are folks out there for accessibility reasons will actually be benefiting from this feature quite a bit. But let's actually look at it now and see, is this feature any good? To activate this new tap to turn feature, you have to go to your device options settings, and then you can go and enable the feature if you want it. It's not turned on by default, which I think is actually pretty nice. No one is forcing you to use it. Once you have it activated, it's pretty straightforward to use. You can simply tap on the sides on the bezels of the Kindle and the page will turn. You could also tap on the back of the Kindle as well and the page will turn. You can also use it when scrolling through menus. You can scroll down by using the same tapping gesture. Again, to be fair, it is kind of a cool feature to have. It kind of reminds me of the Kindle Voyage a little bit that had these haptic buttons on the side, and I think this is Amazon's way of making up for the fact that all of their new Kindles no longer have page turn buttons, so this is kind of a compromise that they're giving us. But here's my biggest issue with this new feature that they're giving us here. You can easily navigate to the next page or scroll down through a list, but there is no way to go backwards. You can't scroll up a list and you cannot go back to the previous page regardless of which part of your Kindle you're tapping on. This by itself is a pretty big deal breaker for me. I constantly swipe between pages as I read, going back to the previous page or forward a page, and having this feature that I tap on that only goes in one forward direction and then having to switch back to the other methods of turning pages to go back a page, it just gets very confusing. And I've had this enabled on my Kindle now for several weeks and I've never used it besides the first week of trying it out. Now this brings me to my most important point of this video. Was this feature really a priority for Amazon? Why did they decide to prioritize building out this feature that I don't think many people are asking for? And I think there are other things that Amazon could be working on that would impact a lot more of their existing Kindle users. Let me give you a few examples of some software updates that I really do hope Amazon does make that I think a lot of people would really enjoy. My first and biggest request is for the ability to have awards and metrics directly available on the Kindle. Right now, if you want to see your reading streak or any kind of metrics on the reading habit that you have to use the Kindle app on your phone and you can see some features on there. But on the Kindle directly, on the device that I actually read on, I have no way of seeing seeing any kind of analytics or metrics. I personally thrive off of gamification, so if I have a streak that I'm maintaining, I would do really hard things to make sure I maintain it. So having that directly available on my Kindle would be such a big motivator for me, as well as having accomplishments and achievement badges. Things like that go a long way to keep people reading, and it really surprises me that Amazon still hasn't brought this over to the Kindle. Another area for improvement that I see Amazon has on the Kindle ecosystem is just general user experience and interface updates. We haven't really seen any new features. When you're reading a book, for example, there's no visual enhancements that have come up in the past several years since I bought my Kindle. Everything is pretty much exactly the same, and I think there's a lot of things that Amazon can add to make the reading experience more visually appealing. Or maybe just other fun features like adding custom screensavers. I think that would be a huge quality of life improvement. There's a group of people right now out there who are jailbreaking their Kindles for this feature alone. I've been seeing so many things on Reddit of people uploading transparent screensavers over the books that they're reading on their Kindle. It just looks really cool, and I don't see why Amazon can't do this natively. And if you really want to get fancy, I think Amazon can start doing things like adding custom tap zones to make the custom experience of reading on a Kindle even more personal for people. These are all things that I think people would really benefit from, and I think Amazon could make a huge impact by implementing them. I can go on and on with my list of feature requests. I think Amazon could do a better job with third-party integrations, maybe integrating support for Google Drive or Dropbox for adding custom files to your Kindle, or other things like making the library experience on the Kindle better for borrowing library books like Kobo does. There are so many ways that Amazon can make the Kindle experience better, but instead they chose to work on a feature that I don't think many people will be using at all. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably also want to watch my more recent video of the other software update that happened across the Kindle ecosystem that really upset quite a few people. Link for that video on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.